Ladies and gentlemen, please function, please. Chinsali also welcome to the celebration, please.
And we have Secondary School Teachers Union of Zambia, Chinsali District. Right behind them we have Office of the Auditor General Mutinga Province, also celebrating Labor Day live. Indeed, today is a big day for all workers in the country and across the globe. We have Zambian Union of Government and Allied Workers, Zambian Union of Government and Allied Workers. Also looking awesome today,
Yes, please.
Chinsali Municipal Council. Looking awesome, so smart. And right behind them we have the United Health and Allied Workers Union of Zambia. United Health and Allied Workers Union of Zambia, you are welcome. And we also have the Zambia National Union of Health and Allied Workers.
That's true.
I can see the worker is well supported.
Really.
I'm talking about food security,
The security here.
the Food Reserve Agency. And we have agricultural, technical, and professional staff union, very key unions in our country. Thank you so much. Followed by Ministry of Home Affairs and Internal Security. And we have the road development agency within the province.
Welcome.
Forestry Department, Ministry of Green Economy and Environment.
Really?
You are welcome. And we have anti-corruption.
And commission, you're welcome to this particular function. Drug enforcement, you're welcome. And then also looking good.
You are making sure that we are all healthy and that we access quality health.
Yes.
Also have behind them sunlight. And we have
You're welcome, please, to this function.
behind them we have AFRICA-LITOVIA, making sure that we're all rehydrated and healthy. Workers' Compensation Fund Control Board.
And the rest of you are looking good as well. National roads. And so far, please you're welcome to this particular function. Happy to see you here.
National Road Fund Agency, looking smart and elegant. And right behind it we have NAFTA,
That's
during your future. Why NAFTA? NAFTA, during that Minister of Work. United Bank, followed by Indo Zambia, Indo Zambia. Looking smart. Zambia Revenue Authority. And behind Zambia Revenue Authority, we have Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise Development.
please you're welcome to this function in the restaurant. Zambia Statistics Agency, you're welcome.
And we also have Zika.
Zika, you're welcome.
And we also have House Income.
Please you're welcome. You're welcome.
And right behind House Income,
We have now
100 civil servants, friends of HH. Thank you so much for coming through and celebrating this year's Labor Day.
Thank you so very much.
And right behind 100 civil servants, we have Muchinga.
Friends of HH. You are welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this function. Happy to see you.
United Federation of Employers in Zambia, also celebrating this year's Labor Day in style. Thank you so much. And behind them we have Unicorn. And behind them we have Unicorn University College. Unicorn.
Ladies and gentlemen.
We have Mukumbule MP Cooperative.
Mukumbule, you're welcome. You can see that particular tire. You are welcome to this particular function. Come and celebrate with us. Come and celebrate with our own president of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Zuma.
Kindly hold your banners properly so that we can actually see
what is the
who you are. And right behind we have Zesco.
Zesco, Malaiki, you're welcome.
Zesco seems to be closing the match class and also introducing opening up the first part of the match class. We now have the float, and Zesco has the #1 display, which is a beautiful float showing us renewable energy projects which are dotted all over the country now.
We are now able to see the vehicles. As you can see, they are celebrating in styles. Solar panels are there. The headlight is there. Oh yes, thank you so very much. Just come Malaiki. We're saying thank you, Mawambori. Followed by a small vehicle. We have seen what you are bringing here to show us. Now people can see behind what we are doing. Keep it up. And we should also praise our president, our Zambian president, Mr. AFRICA-LITOVIA. Yesu ni tunatazama Zambia mafuta. Zambia Tanzania mafuta.
And behind Ghana we have
Nasa. We are saying thank you to you,
1,500 jobs created on the Lusaka Dola Road project and over 700 jobs created in the tourism sector. And we have seen a mighty breakthrough in job creation in Zambia. At one time, it seriously was a cancer in the country, but it is being conquered. And right behind NAFSA, we have the bubble tumblers, pub and grill. For those of you who would like to eat something, drink something, and just relax, especially after the celebrations of Labor Day.
we are famous.
Our cake cutter.
Showing their skills. Okay.
That means the people will
It's a special day today.
to Labor Day this afternoon. Let us just take our positions. Take up your positions, everybody take up your positions and remain standing for the national anthem. As we open in a word of prayer, I'll now call upon Colonel Dr. Oliver Mutantaboa, Deputy Chaplain General, Ministry of Defense, to lead us in prayer.
Shall we pray together? Heavenly Father, we thank you this afternoon. We echo the heavens and the earth. We thank you, mighty God, for this Labor Day. We thank you for the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, and the policies of the UK government as they labor to secure Zambia's future, protecting jobs, skills, pensions, for decent work for all to flourish. Bless all workers. May every worker find purpose and pride. May every worker find purpose and justice and fairness guide every workplace. Heavenly Father, as we celebrate Labor Day today, we pray that you bless the hands and the efforts of all the workers. This we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. Please remain standing for now as we allow our President, the Republican President, to take his seat. You may be seated. All of you kindly take your seats. I'm sure all of the matches know exactly where to go and take their seats. Thank you so much. That brass band is a combination of the Zambian National, rather the Zambian Army and the Zambian National Service, and also Zambia Police Service brass band. And of course, we have the juniors there, the Boys Brigade brass band. Thank you so much for adding color to this year's Labor Day celebrations. So ladies and gentlemen, kindly take your seats. I'm sure each one of you, each group has a designated place to go and take their seats. Please allow the marchers to settle down so that we can continue and start with the rest of the program. So kindly take your seats, and thank you so much for joining us and celebrating this beautiful day as we celebrate every Zambian, because every Zambian is a worker. We are all about work. It is important that you have your hands to the plow somewhere in different sectors of society. And so this is a day that we celebrate each one of us. So kindly quickly take your seats as we continue with the rest of the program. So as we are settling down, allow me at this juncture to recognize and appreciate the presence of Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, President of the Republic of Zambia. The Chairperson, Provincial Council of Chiefs, Your Royal Highness, Chief Katiete, Your Royal Highness, Senior Chief Nkula, Your Royal Highnesses present, the Minister of Labor and Social Security, Honorable Brenda, Country Director, International Labour Organization, Country Office for Zambia and Malawi, Mr. Wellington Chibebe, Honorable Cabinet Ministers present, the Provincial Minister of Mchinga Province, Honorable Njavwa Simutowe MP, the Secretary to the Cabinet, Mr. Patrick K. Kangwa, Your Worship, the Mayor for Chinsali Municipal Council, Ms. Lucy Mukuka, the Honorable High Court Judge in charge, Mchinga Province, Honorable Mr. Justice Willie Sinyangwe, the President, Zambia Federation of Employers, Ms. Myra Ngoma, the President, United Federation of Employers in Zambia, Mr. Humphrey Monde, the President, Federation of Free Trade Unions of Zambia, Mr. Muyaywa Kabisa, members of the United Party for National Development, UPND, National Management Committee, invited members of Parliament, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Labor and Social Security, the Permanent Secretary, Mchinga Province, Dr. Tuesday Walia, invited Permanent Secretaries, senior government officials, members of the Diplomatic Corps, representatives of political parties, the Acting District Commissioner for Chinsali, Ms. Brenda Silwembe, invited District Commissioners, the union representatives, representatives of civil society organizations, cooperating partners, representatives of church mother bodies, distinguished invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Simply put, all protocols observed. Thank you so much and welcome to the 2026 Labor Day celebrations. Actually, National Labor Day celebrations, official celebrations here in Chinsali, Mchinga Province. A historic move indeed. I'm your Director of Ceremonies, Patsina Hankanga, and I do have a co-host of ceremonies. I wish he was here to give his name.
Thank you so very much, Michael Mobi, who happens to be our co-director of ceremonies at the national level. Thank you so very much, my sister.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Mumbi. Mr. Mumbi is my co-director of ceremonies. So without further ado, we straight away get into the rest of today's event. So I'd like to just call upon the Provincial Minister, Mchinga Province, Honorable Njavwa Simutowe MP, to come and give his welcoming remarks. A big hand, ladies and gentlemen, for the Provincial Minister, Mr. Njavwa Simutowe.
Thank you very much. The President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, the Provincial Council Chief of Chiefs, Chairperson, Royal Highness Chief Katietie, His Royal Highness Chief Nkula, His Royal Highness Chief Kopa, and other Royal Highnesses present, Cabinet Ministers present, the Secretary to the Cabinet, Mr. Patrick Kangwa, Honorable Members of Parliament, Permanent Secretaries present, Her Worship the Mayor of Chinsali, Ms. Lucy Mukuka, senior government officials, members of the diplomatic corps, senior members of the UPND National Management Committee, leaders of opposition political parties present, representative of the International Labour Organization Country Office of Zambia and Malawi, Mr. Willington Chibebe, the President of Zambia Federation of Employers, Ms. Mera Ngoma, the President Zambia Congress of Trade Unions, Mr. Blakey Mulala, the President of United Federation of Employers in Zambia, Mr. Humphrey Monde, the President Federation of Free Trade Unions of Zambia, Mr. Muyawa Kabisa, employers and fellow workers, members of the place, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed, good afternoon. On behalf of the people of Muchinga province, and indeed on my own behalf, it is with profound honor and humility that I welcome you all to Chinsali to this year's Labor Day commemoration. Mr. President, your presence here today is not merely ceremonial. It is a powerful testimony to your administration's deep respect for the dignity of workers in the country and Muchinga province in particular. Your firm commitment to centralizing national events so that no province feels left behind is so extraordinary. We are therefore deeply honored that you have chosen Muchinga province to host this important national event today. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme for this year's Labor Day celebration, which is securing Zambia's future of work, protecting jobs, skills, and pensions for decent work for all, is timely. As a province, Muchinga is largely rural, but we are making fantastic efforts as provincial administration to adhere to your directive, Mr. President, of making each province begin to contribute significantly to the gross domestic product, GDP, of the country. The province is open for investment, and with your able leadership, Your Excellency, we are indeed positioned to secure Zambia's future of work through creation of decent jobs in key sectors of agriculture, mining, fisheries, livestock and tourism, energy and value addition. To the workers of Muchinga province, your labor is the engine of our development, whether you till the land, teach in our children, work in hospitals, or keep our marketing running. Zambia, this government will continue fight for decent wages, safe working conditions, and social protection for you all. To the employers, decent work is not a cost, it is an investment in productivity. When you protect jobs and contribute to pensions, you build your royal, stable workforce that drives long-term profits. Ladies and gentlemen, therefore, as we commemorate this day, let us remember that the future of work is already here. We must embrace innovation, especially among our youths, and ensure the mechanization and green energy transition, creating new jobs further than destroying old ones. I hence call upon the union and private sector and stakeholders to work with the provincial administration to create more and special programs, digital literacy hubs, and pension awareness campaigns. In conclusion, Mr. President, distinguished invested guests, Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to sincerely welcome you once more again. Muchinga Province, we assure you our steadfast support as provincial administration as we build a Zambia where no worker is left behind. May God bless our hardworking men and women. May God bless Muchinga Province. And may God bless our great nation, Zambia. I thank you.
Thank you so much. A big hand, ladies and gentlemen. Natubato Teleko, our provincial minister. Thank you so much, sir, for welcoming all of us here to Muchinga. Chinsali, to be specific. I now will call upon the Country Office Director, International Labour Organization, Country Office for Zambia and Malawi, Mr. Wellington Chibebe, to come and give his brief remarks. A big hand for Mr. Chibebe.
Thank you, Director of Ceremonies. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, Honorable Minister of Labor and Social Security, Ms. Brenda Tambatamba MP, workers of Zambia represented by ZCTU President, employers of Zambia represented by ZFE President, may I say all protocols observed. Your Excellency, it is a distinct honor and privilege to join you this afternoon as we commemorate the 2026 International Labor Day, a day set aside to recognize the dedication, resilience, and invaluable contribution of workers across the globe, and in particular, those in Zambia. Today, we celebrate not only work itself, but the dignity of work. We honor the workers in both formal and informal sectors for powering the national economy. We honor them for their dedication and resilience, even as they sometimes face precarious and vulnerable working conditions. This year's theme, Your Excellency, securing Zambia's future at work, protecting jobs, skills, pensions for decent work for all, is both timely and forward-looking. It challenges us to reflect not only on today's labor market realities, but also on the future we are collectively shaping for the next generation of workers. Your Excellency, Zambia, like many countries, is navigating profound transformations in the world of work. Technological advancement is reshaping industries, climate change is altering livelihoods, and demographic shifts, particularly Zambia's young and rapidly growing population, are placing increased demands on job creation, skills development, and social protection systems. These changes present significant opportunities as well as risks. Opportunities because Zambia's youthful population can be a powerful engine for innovation, productivity, sustainability, and national growth. Risks because without deliberate investments and inclusive policies, many young people and workers may be left behind. The central question before us, therefore, is clear. How do we ensure that the future of work in Zambia is inclusive, resilient, and firmly anchored in decent work for all? Your Excellency, protecting jobs is fundamental to economic stability and social cohesion. Zambia's labor force is expanding rapidly, with over 60% of the population under the age of 25. Yet more than 70% of employment remains informal. This means that most workers operate without job security, adequate protection, or access to adequate social security. Job protection must therefore begin with job creation, particularly in sectors with high employment potential, such as agriculture, agro-processing, construction, tourism, and emerging green industries, including renewable energy such as solar power generation. At the same time, we fully anchor Your Excellency's strong emphasis on the need to increase productivity. Productivity is the cornerstone of economic development and improved livelihoods. It enables economies to produce more valuable goods and at the same time with fewer resources, thereby increasing income, competitiveness, and shared prosperity. This calls for promotion of formalization, strengthening labor inspection systems, and supporting enterprises, particularly micro, small, medium enterprises, to growth sustainability. Generally, when MSMEs thrive, jobs are created, livelihoods are sustained. When they struggle, communities feel the impact. In this regard, the ILO commends the government of Zambia for unveiling a comprehensive and forward-looking suite of skills development tools, including national skills strategies, the skills list, and skills bodies for 4 sectors, and the National Apprenticeship Program, and the fellowship programs. These initiatives are not merely policy instruments, they are transformational tools. They make sure that training is aligned with industrial demands. Your Excellency, the ILO notes progress under the Technical Education Vocational Entrepreneurship Training TVET system, increased uptake of Constituent Development Fund, supported by skills training and revised Cash for Work program, which provides income support to vulnerable households. However, we wish to highlight the importance of occupational health and safety for participants in public works programs. ILO stands ready to support the improvement in this area. Your Excellency, the Skills Development Employability Program, funded by European Union and implemented by the ILO, is working closely with the government and social partners to bridge the gap between training and industry. Through these programs, we hope to empower youth with relevant skills that they are immediately employable in industry. A particularly important milestone is the launch of the pilot and national apprenticeship program, which will place 1,000 young people in structured work-based learning opportunities across key sectors, including mining, energy, tourism, and agriculture, and these will be fully funded by the ILO. Grounded in ILO Quality Apprenticeship Recommendation 2008, this initiative offers a powerful pathway to enhance employability. Your Excellency, we also note that in terms of social security, the government is doing quite a lot, and we believe when concluded, everyone in Zambia, every worker, will be covered adequately. We also note the efforts by government in ratifying ILO Convention 102, and we hope after ratification the implementation and effectiveness of social security will be improved. On the same token, we also recognize the government's effort to enact the work-based learning bill, which will support the element of skills development in the country. And we hope if this is done, time permitting, this will improve the connection between training and employability in industry. Your Excellency, in conclusion, I want to emphasize that the future of work is not something that will simply happen. It is something we must shape together. Together we can build a Zambia where every person has access to decent work. Together we can secure Zambia's future of work. I thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you very much for listening.
A big hand, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Mr. Chibebe. And indeed, at this point, I would like to just call forth Ms. Myra Ngoma, the President of the Zambia Federation of Employers, to come and give her remarks, brief remarks, this afternoon. A big hand for Ms. Myra.
The guest of honor, the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, the Honorable Minister of Labor and Social Security, Honorable Brenda Muikatambatamba, MP, the Provincial Minister, Mchinga Province, Honorable Njavwa, all Royal Highness present, the Secretary to the Cabinet, all Cabinet Ministers present. Mr. President, allow me to ride on protocols already observed. It is with deep humility and strong sense of national responsibility that I stand before you today on behalf of employers in the country in my capacity as President of the Zambia Federation of Employers on this important occasion as our nation joins the rest of the world to commemorate the 2026 Labor Day. Today we have gathered here to celebrate the dignity of labor, to honor the contribution of workers, and to reaffirm our shared commitment as social partners to building a stronger, more resilient, and more inclusive Zambia. Indeed, as we commemorate this year's Labor Day, we should take it that it is a celebration of the human spirit expressed through work. It is a reminder that labor is not simply an economic input, but that labor is the foundation of production, the driver of innovation, and the bedrock upon which nations are built. It is through labor that economies grow, through enterprises that jobs are created, and through partnerships that societies prosper. This is why today's theme, Securing Zambia's Future, work through protecting jobs, skills and passions for decent work for all, is not only timely, but profoundly strategic. It calls upon us to confront one of the defining questions of our time. How do we prepare our nation, our institutions, our enterprises, and our people for a world of work that is changing faster than ever before? Your Excellency, the future of work is being shaped by forces that are global in reach, structural in nature, and transformational in impact. Technological development is changing production systems. Artificial intelligence is redefining occupations. Digitalization is transforming business models. Climate transitions are reshaping industries. Demographic shifts are altering labor market dynamics. These forces are not abstract. They are real, they are present, and they are already shaping the future of employment, productivity, and social protection. The question before us, therefore, is not whether change is coming, but whether Zambia is ready to cope up with the change. Therefore, Mr. President, your methodical approach to responding to issues is indeed the way to go. As employers, our view is the answer lies in deliberate action, board reforms, and strengthened social partnerships. The first pillar of securing the future of work must be protecting jobs through sustainable enterprise growth. There can be no job security without enterprise sustainability. There can be no decent work without productive businesses. And there can be no inclusive growth without a thriving private sector. Jobs are created when enterprises survive, when enterprises grow, when enterprises innovate, and when enterprises reinvest to expand their business operations. They are sustained when businesses operate in an environment that supports productivity, competitiveness, and resilience. This is why protecting jobs in the future requires more than just preserving existing jobs. It requires creating conditions for enterprise expansion, including rural infrastructure development, to promote industrial growth and economic transformation. As employers, we remain committed to contributing to these national efforts, but we must also recognize that the jobs of the future will increasingly emerge from new frontiers of growth, including green industries, renewable energy, digital services, agribusiness, manufacturing, and innovation-driven enterprises. The future of work must therefore be linked to the future of enterprise, and the future of enterprise must be linked to the future of national competitiveness. Your Excellency, sir, in our view as employers, the second pillar of securing the future of work is protecting skills through sustained investment in human capital. If there is one lesson the changing world of work is teaching us, it is that skills are the new currency of competitiveness. The greatest risk in the future of work is not technology itself, but the risk of workers being left behind. As technological change accelerates, the value of adaptable, skilled, and innovative human capital will also increase. This calls for a national shift in how we approach workforce development. We must move beyond education for certification alone and focus on education for productivity, adaptability, and innovation, and of course, employability. We must strengthen apprenticeships, expand work-based learning programs, support technical and vocational education, and encourage industry-led approaches to skills development. We must ensure that no worker is left behind in the transition of the future of economy. Your Excellency, you may wish to know that from our standpoint of realizing and respecting the critical role that skills play when they are developed based on industry development, ZFE, together with your government through the Ministry of Technology and Science and the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, and in partnership with training institutions and regulators, we as business member organization, which includes the Chamber of Mines, the Zambia National Farmers Union, Zambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Livingstone and South Luangwa Tourist Association, and those in the energy sector, we have during the year 2025 worked together to form sector skills bodies in mining, in energy, in agriculture and tourism that will spearhead the development of industry demand-driven skills in the country. We are grateful, therefore, that the government has responded favorably to the calls from the industry to embark on a skills development approach that must take into account industry demand. We are also eager, Your Excellency, sir, to hear that Parliament has passed the work-based learning bill that has also been developed through this stakeholder engagement to provide a legal framework for conducting work-based training programs. And this, Your Excellency, was with the help of the European Union and ILO. We will appreciate your intervention, Your Excellency, to have the skills development levy received by Treasury to be channeled to the end user government agency. It is only in order that funds contributed by the industries as skills development levy be released for the intended purpose. Guests of honor, ladies and gentlemen, we are glad as employers that among the bills recently approved by Cabinet to be tabled before current Parliament sitting is the Technical Education, Vocational and Entrepreneurship Training Bill 2026. We are, however, eager to see the final bill that Cabinet approved, if the concerns of the industry that the skills development levy must remain in the and be administered by TVET, as opposed to the funds being taken to the Ministry of Technology and Science as proposed. It is our strong view as private sector and as contributors of the skills levy that the levy will be properly utilized and accounted for when administered by TVET. This position, guest of honor, is a position supported by ZFE, the Chamber of Mines, the Zambia Association of Manufacturers, Zambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Truckers Association of Zambia, the Livingstone and South Luangwa Tourism Operators, and indeed hotel and catering associations. Your Excellency, on the aspect of passion in regard to the future of work, it is our view as employers that the decent work agenda should not only be an agenda that must focus on the well-being of a worker who is in employment today, but also about the life post-employment. It is important, therefore, that pension schemes, whether public or private, must be designed in a manner that the contributions into pension schemes today secures the well-being of workers tomorrow. Pensions must not only be regarded as merely a social benefit that they are, but a pillar of social stability economic security, as well as decent work period. As labor markets evolve, pension systems must also evolve. It is for this reason that we commend your government for taking a bold decision to reform the pension system in Zambia by having tabled the pension laws in Zambia for amendment, which is in order to align them in a manner that secures the future of pensioners to be, who will be covered by the various schemes, namely NAPSA, LASIF, and PSPF. Your Excellency, Mr. President, sir, allow me at this point in time to commend you for the quality leadership that you are providing to this country, which is so far yielding tangible results towards our nation economic transformation. We have been listening to you, sir, and have been paying particular attention to your pronouncements. Your resolve for a one Zambia, one nation is bearing fruits, not only for political parties to coexist, but has trickled down to employer-worker relationship. Today, we no longer see problems being solved in the streets, but in boardrooms, bringing harmony through collaboration. This harmony is now contributing to the industry growth. Labor and industry recognize each other strong. You were able to set the tone, collaboration, open door work, and again, thank you for setting the right tone. Allow me also, Mr. President, to commend the Honorable Minister of Labor and Social Security, Mr. Brenda Tambatamba, for having provided very good leader and balanced leadership in discharging her duties as chairperson of the Tripartite Consultative Labor Council. We also want to thank the entire Ministry of Labor and its leadership in this council. During her leadership, we've been able to reach consensus amicably on a number of issues where parties came to the meeting with divergent positions. But through social dialogue, her guidance, and the different positions were harmonized. The hostility which used to exist then before is no longer there. Mr. President, we, as tripartite, we have the opportunity of attending ILO convention in Geneva. We've witnessed, Mr. President, how the three don't see eye to eye, the union and the government, the worker and the employer. What we have in Zambia is something which we need to treasure. It's something which we should not take for granted. We see people, how they differ. So we thank you that indeed you set the right tone. I would further like to extend gratitude and wholeheartedly thank President Blake Mulala and his team for the leadership of our labor movement in Zambia, including ZCTU, FFTU, and the rest of the leadership wings and the workers for the industrial harmony we have enjoyed in the recent past, for your choice to solve problems through dialogue and not from the streets again. We do not take you for granted. We appreciate your mature approach to solving problems. Before I take my seat, Your Excellency, on behalf of employers, Allow me also to commend your government and indeed our government for your continued efforts in creating an environment that is supporting our national economic recovery. We recognize these efforts, the many gains and wins this government has achieved since you took office, from good governance, infrastructure and energy socio-economic transformation, mining sector growth, and the many jobs that you have created. We value the continued engagements and reaffirm our commitment as employers to being active partners in supporting and building solutions by taking up opportunities to expand our businesses and to creating decent jobs in the country. To the workers across Zambia, let me say this: today we honor you. We honor your resilience, your dedication, and your contribution. Every productive enterprise, every functioning institution, and every growing economy is built on the contribution of workers. Today, the nation recognizes that contribution. To fellow employers, let this Labor Day also be a call to invest in people, such as active employer participation in skills development through work-based learning approaches, a call to provide decent jobs to our job seekers in the country, a call to strengthening labor relations and to help shape a future of work that is inclusive. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, history will judge nations not only by how they responded to change, but by how they prepared for it. This is our moment to prepare, our moment to act, our moment to secure Zambia's future of work. Let us protect jobs. Let us protect skills. Let us protect passions. Let us strengthen social dialogue. Let us support enterprise growth. And let us advance decent work for all. You don't change horses midstream. On behalf of Zambia Federation of Employers, all employers in the country, I wish all workers a happy Labor Day celebration throughout the country. I call on all employers to award deserving employees and those who may not have managed to be present at these organized rallies to have in-house arrangements to be awarded according to the efforts they put in. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ngoma. A big hand for Ms. Ngoma. Thank you so much. I'll now call upon the President, Zambia Congress of Trade Unions, Mr. Blake Mulala, to also give us his remarks. A big hand for Mr. Blake Mulala as he comes through to give his remarks. Now, indeed, labor truly is the foundation of productivity, and this is why we are witnessing that the government is paying particular and meticulous attention to job creation. Most of you have testimonies.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, the Secretary to Cabinet, Minister of Labor and Social Security, Honorable Mwika Brenda Tambatamba, PS around, the Labor Commissioner, the Provincial Ministers, Cabinet Ministers around here, leaders from the Employer Federation, the Zambia Congress of Trade Unions affiliates around here, Federation of Free Trade Union and Affairs, political structures around here. We've come to support the cause for the workers. The media before us, allow me to write on the protocol which has already been established. On behalf of the Zambia Congress of Trade Unions, the labor movement and the workers of this great country, Zambia, Mr. President, greetings on this special day for the workers. We hold this Labor Day in this land where lies the icons of our struggle for independence. What a historical Labor Day we have, Mr. President. And we want to commend you. Never before had we had a president who had the idea of rotating the Labor Day celebrations. It was only Lusaka all the time. And now we can say Lusaka is not Zambia. We meet here today to pay tribute to a story which was written in the books of history, and it began in 1886 in Chicago. And we bring the same story to our country, Zambia, in 1935, when the black miners came together to fight for their rights at their workplaces. The story of Labor Day will be incomplete if we can't remember the pioneers who began the struggle, and we remember Christine Shirundika. May her soul rest in peace, but she is the woman who fought for the maternity leave, which today women are enjoying in this country, because by then it was from the labor ward report for work the following day. This is what history is telling us. I want to pay tribute to all labor leaders who have served in various positions from the Zambia Congress of Trade Unions and all labor federations for the role which they've played, those in the land of the living and those who have gone beyond the river. Mr. President, the Zambia Congress of Trade Union recognizes labor as a historic symbol of sacrifice, unity, and respect at work, and that workers are the backbones of Zambia's economy, driving all sectors of national development. Without workers, there are no economic activities, and without the employers, we could not have the workers. So you see the relationship which we enjoy. From the theme, securing Zambia's future of work, protecting jobs, skills, and pension for decent work for all, allow me, Mr. President, to take the matters which I represent to you this afternoon. These can bring about change in policy formulation, and these can be food for thought as you govern this great country. Protecting jobs. From the theme, jobs protection requires more than employment statistics. It calls for stable, secure, and pensionable jobs, fair contracts, and an end to casualization. While government's effort in job creation and investment, especially in mining, we acknowledge what you have done in the mining sector. The dry industrial boreholes are now showing waters. Recently, you opened Mulungushi Textiles. We as Labour, we recognize the efforts which your administration is putting in. Allow me to give you the other reality that many workers are insecure short-term employment, especially the informal sector. They remain largely unstructured, and they require formalization for meaningful national contribution. Skills development. I want to focus on our theme, Mr. President, and I will speak to the key issues which are being highlighted in this year's. With the rapid global changes driven by technology and automation, Zambia must invest in its workforce. We call for increased support to training institutions, workplace digital literacy, and stronger industries. Academic collaboration, Local workers must be empowered to grow alongside expanding industries. Pension protection. Workers deserve respect in retirement. However, we still have challenges, Mr. President, including delayed payments and inadequate benefits. A major concern, we have a situation, I won't get tired. Mr. President, Arunau Katara will still continue to talk about these issues unless those who are responsible in those public offices do the best for this country. We have a major concern where workers retire while serving in acting positions. But they receive benefits based on lower substantive grades, and this is more pronounced under the education sector. Mr. President, we spoke about the issue of upgrade for too long, and your message has been clearly. We still repeat the same message that the issue of upgrades under education still becomes a problem. There is no transparency, there is no clear roadmap on how this is being done. We call on those in public offices to understand the reason why they are in those offices. They must not pay attention to the titles which they hold, because a title without doing the duties of that office is meaningless. We still find situations where teachers, even applying for a mere leave, it takes almost 5 months to be approved. They have to leave the classrooms, and when they go to those offices, they are saying your file is lost. How could a file of a hard-working teacher be lost in an office where we have people working in that structure? These are concerns which are coming from our members. We have issues which are cutting across the same industry. And I think these are the reasons why we have this challenge that if those who are manning these institutions are demotivated, they will not be able to carry out the work for their juniors. We call for attention to these matters by the Ministry of Education. At the same time, we need to see a structured payroll structure in the Ministry of Education. We have where a head primary has the same salary scale with a class teacher because he's a degree holder at a secondary school. We need to remove these anomalies which are cutting across our ministry, not only in education. Somebody whispered to me to say, even under the Ministry of Health, these issues are prominent. For our people to enjoy their retirement, we cannot afford to allow somebody. Why should you appoint somebody 3 years down their retirement and you are not confirming them, and then the letters of retirement comes under the lower grades? That's not sending somebody into a retirement where they're able to enjoy their lives after work. The nature of retirement was that people must still continue to contribute to the national economy through engaging in some other activities. And in regularized positions, pension reforms must ensure that fairness, timeliness, and respect are considered. Economic concerns and taxation. We have made progress as a country working together, government and the drivers of our economy. We have done more in stabilizing this economy. It's a story which is written and which is known by everyone. Workers still continue to have a cost of living, reduced purchasing power, and heavy financial pressure. We bring to your attention, Mr. President, this is a matter of urgent attention. We have spoken on this issue for many times. We speak about the pay-as-you-earn system, particularly the upper tax bands. We call on government to consider revising the pay-as-you-earn downwards, and this will improve workers' take-home and the overall well-being. Whilst the workers are complaining about tax burden, Mr. President, we see something in CDF which is a game changer, yes, and it's taxpayers' money. We as the labor movement, we are concerned with the level of projects which are being carried by some in this country. That money people are not taking seriously. You see the whole people going and then witnessing a launch of a project where we know that here we are being cheated. There's no way such a structure can cost 2 million. CDF, we want to send a message to those responsible that that's taxpayers' money, and the workers are not going to allow structures which are not worth the amount which are being quoted. There is a need to pay particular attention on what is happening with CDF. It's being abused in some other cases by people putting structures which are cheaper, by their quoting a higher amount to say this structure costs this. We condemn continued violation of labor laws. We have some employers, 140 years from the Labor Day. This ceremony has been going on for all these years. We still have some employers who are suppressing union activities, underpayments, and disregard for collective agreements. We call for stronger inspections, enforcement of standards, and increase staffing at the Ministry of Labor. Our country cannot develop without the Ministry of Labor being everywhere. Our industries, Mr. President, have expanded. The Ministry of Labor, they are only available in 54 districts. We call for more funding in terms of their mobility, for them to respond to the call of abuses in the industries. For now, people may begin to say the ministry are not working. As social partners, we see their efforts. We see what they are struggling within the budget allocation. We call for more budget allocation to the Ministry of Labor. Foreign labor and work permits. More than 60 years of independence. Whilst we support foreign investment, Mr. President, we at the Labor, we are concerned with the way work permits are being done by Immigration Department. We are tired, Mr. President. Today, our country in the mining sector, not a week, 2 weeks ago, the Ministry of Labor were doing inspections, and they found one mine with 63 expatriates. How they came, I don't know whether they used the night magic. They bypassed the Ministry of Labor's Labor Commissioner's office, but they found themselves working, bypassing our labor laws. This doesn't happen anywhere. We have spoken to immigration. Yes, in other countries, the immigration component is done by the Ministry of Labor. Mr. President, we want to appeal to you as the workers. Remove the work permit from the Ministry of Home Affairs. Let them deal with the visas. The permit component must be handled by Labor, who are managing skills development. We have seen that even domestic workers from Asian countries, Mr. President, this is not a fake story. Asian nationals are in our country doing domestic work. And when we ask, how did you come? No, my bosses are connected with immigration. How did you come? No, we came as visitors. 2 years down the line. For how long? You are a president who has told us from the start, 2023, you said, I'm different president. I don't want you to go in the streets. If you have issues, call and we resolve. We appreciate that because that brought fruits. And we hope that this appeal we make to you will be done for the sake of future employment, because today, Mr. President, we urge you to carry an audit for just recent years. Understand to see how many expatriates have flooded Zambia, where we've got our local skills. Today, our people in the mining, electricians are being pushed out. They are saying, no, they are not qualified. And this also calls for our chain stores. We have foreign products which are flooding the chain stores which we have, and they are killing the local industries. How do we have imported polonies coming from outside when we have got beef companies which are able to create employment and make polony in this country? We call for an end to allow Poloni products coming from outside to be sold in these shelves of our stores, because Zambians are hardworking. Zambians have understood the spirit of entrepreneurship. Zambians have got businesses, and Zambians are the only people who can manage the future of this country. It's only Zambians. We call that priorities be given to qualified Zambians. Section 61 of the Employment Code prohibits giving priority to foreigners where we have local skill available. To add insult to the injury, when these are employed, Mr. President, their salaries are not helping to improve our economy, but they've got offshore accounts and they are paid into foreign currencies. And the money is being externalized, leaving that woman who sells at a market, who's supposed to get money when people are paid, waiting for the few Zambians who are paid peanuts, and these foreigners are getting half salaries in the mining. This is an improper fraction which cannot continue if we are to live to the theme for this year's Labor Day. We call that there must be transparent and accountability on how permits are being issued. We need foreign investment and expertise, but the law is very, very clearly. When they come, understudies must be trained. 2 years after, is pack and go back to their countries. Occupational health and safety. Workers' safety remains critical, and every worker must return home safely. And we call for the serious enforcement of safety regulations across all sectors. We have lost many lives. And also we can expand further from the industries. Yes, we are developing our country, but how many people are dying on our roads because we have allowed people to ride these motorcycles and yet they are not putting on helmets? How many lives have we lost and how many more do we want to lose if we can't enforce a law to say anybody riding a motorcycle without a helmet, suspend their licenses for a month? By doing so, we are stiffening the laws and we are protecting lives. Currently, we are losing lives because the safety has been left at individuals when we have laws which are governing this nation. We are heading into elections. August, we are going into elections. No political party will be allowed to exploit the workers for political mileage. And we as Congress, we have a say on the political programs or political issues of our nation, how we see programs going on. The last time when we supported Bill 7, some political, I may use this, I will interpret. There are some people who use political silutupis. You know silutupi is that fish, if you understand it very well. It's a troublemaker fish. So there are some political silutupis who were trying to fight Congress because we were supporting Bill 7. And we said we are a credible institution. No one will tell us to do what we want if our members, we have consulted and gave us that. Life sometimes is not fair. The same characters who were against Bill 7, today they are the one lining up for standing in these new constituencies which have been developed. That's not being fair in life. We shall focus on issues which are very important. At the CTU, we call on political players to bring issue-based campaigns and no political violence, no tribalism like we saw in the past. We are one Zambia, one nation, and we will focus on that which unites the country for the sake of the future we want to have and live for our children and grandchildren to come. Political-based campaigns where there are issues and our democracy must be respected. From this Labor Day, Mr. President, here are our expectations. We expect to see a stable and predictable economy. We are expecting to see that there will be job security, not hire fire like it is happening in the private sector, and this means our employment is going to be regularized. We expect to see more investments in skill development and localization. we expect to see strengthened labor law enforcement. We said they can't do it without the support. They need to have that support. As I come to an end of my message, which I believe, Mr. President, it will bring about a policy change in what the workers want. These issues are matters of urgency. They've been a thorn in the flesh. If workers prosper, Zambia will prosper. If workers are protected, the economy is protected. If workers are respected, they are motivated, and the nation is strengthened. Long live Regional Labor Day rotation, long live. Did you get me well? We support the regional rotation of Labor Day because it has given us to understand and rehearse with the other regions. Long live the workers of Zambia, long live. Long live Labor Day, long live. I thank you for your attention.
A big hand, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Blake Mulala, President, Zambia Congress of Trade Unions, speaking on behalf of the employees. So for now, it is my honor and rare privilege to just call upon the Minister of Labor and Social Security, Honorable Brenda Mwika Tambatamba MP, to come and give her remarks, and then in turn also call upon the President of the Republic of Zambia to come and give his keynote speech. A big hand for the Minister, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Twalumba.
Good afternoon, Muchinga Province, Chinsali, good afternoon. Mwabombeni ba Chinsali, Zambia workers, mwabombeni. The President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, Provincial Council of Chiefs Chairperson, His Royal Highness, Chief Katietje, Your Royal Highnesses that are present here, Cabinet Ministers present, Members of Parliament that are present here, Provincial Minister, Muchinga Province, Honorable Njavwa Simtowe MP, Secretary to the Cabinet, Mr. Patrick Kangwa, Honorable Her Worship, the Mayor of Chinsali, Ms. Lucy Mukuka, senior government officials, members of the Diplomatic Corps, senior members of the UPND National Management Committee and the provincial leadership for Muchinga Province, Country Director, International Labour Organization, Country Office for Zambia and Malawi, Mr. Wellington Chibebe, the President of the Zambia Federation of Employers, Ms. Myra Ngoma, the President of the Zambia Congress of Trade Unions, Mr. Blake Mulala, who has just spoken a few minutes ago on behalf of the workers of Zambia, and all workers of Zambia, starting from Muchinga Province, Chinsali, the President of the Federation of Free Trade Unions of Zambia, Dr. Muyaiwa Kabisa, fellow workers, congratulations for this celebration where we've come to acknowledge what you put in our economy. Allow me to ride on all protocols already established. Mr. President, we gather here today on the blessed soil of Chinsali, the home of our nation's founding father, President Kenneth David Kaunda, and other eminent freedom fighters. It is here that the seeds of Zambia's independence, together with the labor movement, were first sown. I want to thank you, Mr. President, for accepting to grace the Labor Day celebration in Chinsali as decentralized in your policy direction under your leadership. Mr. President, for the past few days, you have visited the northern part of Zambia 3 times for the Muchinga Expo and launch of the 250 megawatts power installation plant in Mansa, the launch of the modern hotel and shopping mall in Kasama, and now for the Labor Day here in Chinsali. Thank you for staying with the workers of Zambia and the people of this province. This, Mr. President, demonstrates your commitment to unlocking immense potential of the Northern Circuit. Allow me to report that the Ministry, through its statutory body, Workers' Compensation Fund Control Board, is also in this place in Chinsali, finalizing the construction of the budget hotel here in Chinsali with 69 bed spaces and a 300 bed capacity, or rather 300 seating capacity for a conference facility costing 246 million kwacha. This investment, Mr. President, this investment is a huge boost to the tourism sector in the Northern Circuit that you are so passionate to reopen. And these are the investments that your government, who is listening to you, are bringing to reopen, to unlock the rigidity that has kept away the benefit that comes to the local people. Mr. President, Labor Day is a time to reflect on the progress which we are making in strengthening harmony within our labor market. Constructive engagement between workers and employers continues to improve, with both parties increasingly choosing to dialogue beyond and rather than confrontation. And these, our 2 representatives for the workers and employers, have spoken to Mr. President. As a result, workers no longer need to resort to prolonged disputes or expend excessive time pursuing grievances. Work stoppages, Mr. President, are no longer the default response to labor concerns, as effective grievance handling mechanisms are now firmly established. Employers and workers alike are encouraged to resolve disputes through structured dialogue rather than conflict. We are also seeing, Mr. President, positive progress in protecting workers' long-term welfare, as employers are being guided to follow clear and predictable procedures, including disciplinary and grievance processes that uphold fairness and indeed leave the workers to productivity. Importantly, the labor market is becoming more inclusive and forward-looking. Employment opportunities are no longer narrowly defined, as skill development strategies such as skills audits, skill databases are being put in place. These are enabling workers, Mr. President, to move beyond traditional roles. Our Zambian workers to move beyond traditional roles and contribute meaningfully across sectors with critical skills. This year's Labor Day happens to be day 58 of the 100 days of productivity activism in our nation, Mr. President. The campaign is about affirming that productivity is no longer an academic exercise, but a practical responsibility shared by employers and workers alike, as they focus on delivering results and sustaining that are aimed to sustain our steady growth. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today I am proud to report that the Ministry of Labour and Social Security has undertaken major strides in improving systems and the turnaround time of service delivery to workers and employers through the digital transformation agenda that you have promoted, Mr. President. This has brought services closer to the labor market and to industry. Mr. President, the ministry has also embarked on the construction of labor offices in Central Province, Mukushi, Luapula Province, Chembe, Northwestern Province, Kasempa, Southern Province, Kalomo, and Pemba. Mr. President, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security has extended the mandate of Occupational Safety and Health Institute to cover other sectors outside the traditional focus on the mining sector through the repeal and replacement of the old Act. It is against this background, Mr. President, that we are here today, at this Labor Day in Chinsali, Muchinga Province, to celebrate with the our hard-working and resilient workers of Zambia. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Mr. President, it is my moment to raise you to come and speak to the people of Zambia and indeed the people of Muchinga Province, Chinsali. Mr. President.
Shall we all be upstanding?
Thank you. You may take your seats. You may take your seats. Thank you very much. Let me acknowledge our cabinet colleagues that are here through the Minister of Labor, who has just spoken and spoken well. Let me recognize the public sector, central government, Secretary Cabinet through you, all those that work in central government and local government through the Mayor of Chinsali, and all of those that work through the structures of the local government. Provincial Minister is important, sitting next to me, obviously part of our team of ministers. Let me also acknowledge those we're celebrating today, the leaders of labor, starting with the ZCTU President, Mr. Mulala, and indeed all your colleagues, International Labour, ILO, and all of your colleagues that are present here today. Let me acknowledge also the employers through Madam Goma. And thank you for your messages, both the labor and employers, because the two are sides of the same coin. And I'll say one or two things about that. Let me acknowledge, I know within ZCTU there's a diversity of unions. Just to emphasize that, through Mr. Mulala, I am acknowledging all of you. And the employers are diverse. Through Mrs. Ngoma, I recognize all of you. I want to give a special recognition to Abena Bakasensa, our tradition, who hosts the subjects, our citizens, in their chiefdoms. We appreciate your presence here. We know you are busy, but you found time to come here to Atotelanga and Shimkwai for your presence here. Let me also acknowledge various workers, different from different institutions. Some marched here, starting late morning into this afternoon. Thank you for being present. Thank you for putting an effort. Of course, practicing your marching, spending your valuable time, because you also have responsibilities not just at work, but at your families, in your families. you have to take care of your families. We appreciate that. The people of Chinsali, people of Muchinga that are present here today, we give you a special recognition. Media, thank you for being evergreen, available all the time. My schedule as your chief servant is heavy. I was in Mansa a few days ago, then Kasama within those few days. And then I was in Mufrila, Kitwendola, Chambeshi in the last 2 days. And today I'm here in Chinsali. And you, the media, are with us throughout. Don't take your support for granted. The very, very important part of what we do. Because if you are not there, you are not with us, the nation, Africa and the world wouldn't know what we're doing. But through you, the broader community is aware of what we're doing. Today is a great day. In our quest to take national days to other parts of the country and not the monotony of Lusaka. Mr. Mulala, you raised that issue. Thank you for raising it again. But for us, it's not just a thumbs-up decision. It's a well-thought-out decision that national days must truly reflect the diversity of the country, the geography of the country. And that's why today we're celebrating Labor Day, International Labor Day, here in Chinsali in Muchinga province. And I'm very happy, my team are happy to be here in Chinsali. It means that the Labor Day here in Chinsali is truly a national day for us in Zambia, but yet happening in Chinsali. When I say one Zambia, you must answer one nation. One nation, one people. One Zambia. Nagabili. One Zambia. One nation. Truly, that decision we made is a reflection of the fact that we are one Zambia, and we are one nation, and we are one people. So the dominance of Lusaka for years since independence, until we came into office, you put us in office, doesn't mean we don't love Lusaka. It simply means that Lusaka must share national duties with other parts of the country, especially provincial headquarters like we're here in Chinsali. One message delivered. Next message. Labor, we celebrate you. You are important. No capital, no employer will run a business without labor. May we all understand that. And I'm a member of the labor fraternity. I'm employed by the people of Zambia. So I am one of the labor fraternity members. So are these ministers, including the Minister of Labor. So when you sit in your meetings, in our meetings, we have duality. Because we are labor members, but we are also employers, capital, investors. So, today is Labor Day. As we celebrate you and we cherish you, we cherish ourselves, we also say we love employers. As labor. We, the labor, love employers. Because without employers, without investors, we wouldn't have labor. Absolutely. The two are sides of the same coin. I want to emphasize that. And for the employers, please understand the critical nature of labor. For you to meet your shareholders' desires, obligations, success, it is embedded in labor being available, in labor being efficient in performing their duties. And therefore, employers, I want to say today, as we understand the importance of labor, let us look after labor. Let us look after our workers so they can take care of business. I'm a rancher. If you want, you can say I was born in a cattle crown. I will agree. For some, they smell cow dung there. Oh, fide nunca. For us, it's perfume. Serious perfume. Because we know the value. So as a cattleman, I am aware if I don't look after my cattle, there will be no milk from the cattle. There will be no calves. So as in the same way, we do it in cattle, in livestock, call it anything. Goats, sheep, it's the same. Even a chicken takes care of its chicks. You see a bird coming, bird of prey coming to take away the chicks from the chicken. See how vicious that chicken becomes. Protecting its chicks. Employers, Madam Goma, I got your message. Please, let's protect and care for these workers, this labor. And I think vice versa. Successful employers means successful workers. Successful workers means successful employers. So we are one. And I'm going. We are simply one. I want now to drive another point. That's another point I've driven. Let me drive another point. Stability in the workplace, stability in the investment environment is vital for businesses to grow so they can continue supporting the workforce that is there, so that the business can grow to create more jobs for the youthful population, especially after we've sent them to school free of charge as a government, European government, Zambian government. So we want to see more growth of businesses and labor together, more harmony and less street fights. Mr. Mulala, that's why I don't believe in dialogue through the streets. Dialogue is at the dialogue table. If you are unhappy with the workers, let's sit with the workers' representatives. I'm talking to Madam Goma now, through you. If, Madam Goma, you are unhappy with the workers, engage the labor leaders. And the labor leaders, if workers have grievances, engage the employers. Even if you went in the streets, you will end up sitting down together to resolve that which you were doing in the streets at the dialogue table. Another message. Industrial harmony is important for growth of businesses, the economy, for growth of employment, labor. I'm 1 in 2 myself. I'm labor, I'm also an employer. So, this message is for the two sides. For labor to succeed, we need harmony. Labor, harmony. But if workers are calm, we expect employers not to wait until workers are riotous. They must address workers' concerns early on. you see the message of coexistence and harmony with each other. Labor and capital are actually like stanzas of the same hymn. Different stanzas of the same hymn. I heard, Mr. Mulala, your message of work permits. Nale kutika, as you were speaking. I heard everything you said. I and my team were taking notes. We will look into the issues you raised, because that's the way it should be. I heard the issues about confirmations, workers not being confirmed. And you and I have discussed this issue before. You gave education as an example. We will continue to examine those issues. I just want you to understand that when we took office 4.5 years ago, we inherited a lot of difficulties, a lot of challenges. And in our style, in my style, is to look at the body of challenges and start tackling them in an organized way, in a methodical way. And I'm sure you can see that we're tackling problems, debt restructuring, put aside. Free education, put aside. CDF, put aside. When you see that CDF growing from 1.6 million per constituents per year to 40 million, it's part of our intention to address some of the challenges so that the local economies can have a seed capital, some seed capital, to start doing things at a local level so that we can grow jobs, more labor at the local level. Good nalande thing sana, but I'm only giving you examples. So, we are tackling things one by one, sometimes 3, 4 things, 5 things, 10 things at the same time. And we'll get to all of these issues because that's our duty. You put us in office to solve problems, rigidities, unlock those, slowness to resolve those issues so we can make the welfare of workers better and they will be more productive. Even in government, we want to see speed at which we do things. As you know, we've set rules. We've set guidelines in government. For example, in procurement alone, this president, this government is saying 3 rules must apply. I heard your point on the quality of work in CDF, the cost. Here are the rules that were put. And we expect our public sector workers, labor, the people seated here, including the Secretary of the Cabinet there, and these ministers. 3 rules must apply. 1, the cost must be right. I heard you talk about the cost of projects. I agree with you. We don't want a situation where the Lusaka-Ndola Road, 327 kilometers, the government before us had procured a contract to do that road at $1.3 billion. $1.3 billion. Borrowed money plus interest, $1.8 billion. We came in the government, announced that contract, and are now delivering that road at $650 million. Look at the difference. So that's the first criteria, right cost. Huge difference. The next criterion of the criteria is quality of work. I heard you. Quality of work must be correct. No need to deliver a project at a lower cost, lower quality, because it means we have to redo it, and it will cost us more. Number 3, to deliver projects timely, on time. Let me go back to Lusaka-Ndola Road. We are doing it at a fraction of the cost. $650 million compared to $1.8 billion. So tick that box of the right cost. Next, quality. Definitely, the work coming through is of quality. Number 3, timely delivery. We are on schedule to complete the Lusaka-Ndola highway. So, what is the connection to Labor Day? The connection is that when we do the projects at the right cost, we will save money so we can do more projects. When we do more projects, we can employ more people, more labor. That's a connection. Of course, on the quality, it means we do a job once and we don't have to repeat that job. And that means the savings from there, we can invest in another area and more labor will be employed. Simple. Third factor, time delivery. Time is money. Efficiency, productivity is talking about effort multiplied by time. So time is money. All of these put together, it will produce prudence in government, prudence in businesses, Madam Goma, prudence even in the labor area. And we will be a happier, growing economy. And the growing economy will employ more labor. Very simple. We celebrate Labor Day with that in our minds, with that understanding. That is, we celebrate this day, celebrate labor. We want labor to work efficiently, capital employers to work efficiently, so we can expand the economy and grow more job opportunities, create more job opportunities. And when we grow the economy, President Mulala, it means that employers can afford to pay better salaries and conditions of service to workers. Another message. That is the connection. More growth, more resources to improve the conditions of service, to make the worker happier, but also more job opportunities. And we will generate money to fund free education, which has brought us back to school over 2.5 million children. And those children will go to college, they will find hostels there from a growing economy, funded. We will pay the meal allowances there because the economy is growing. So as we celebrate labor, I wanted to celebrate what will sustain labor is to grow our economy. Infrastructure is important. I was whispering to the minister of the province that as we build infrastructure with a growing economy, more opportunities again. And I'm here to say the works at Nakonde Airport have commenced. The money has been released to commence the works at Nakonde Airport. Very important to open up Muchinga province to business, to investment, for it to have a regional economy, Muchinga economy, to contribute to the national economy. As we grow, turn around the economy after debt restructuring, investment in energy, as you saw me in Kitwe yesterday, at Intimpi 2, 136 megawatts. More power is needed as we target in our strategy of 10, 10, 5, 3, 3, 1, 1. What is that vision? 10 million tons of maize, 10,000 megawatts of electricity, 5 million tourist arrivals. When we took office, there were only 500,000 tourists coming to this country. Last year, we managed to increase that number to 2.5 million tourists visiting Zambia. More money, more growth, more labor in the tourism sector. Amulala. Tulebomba. Ifintu vile chinja. So I've talked about 10, 10, 5, 3, 3, 1, 1. So 5 million tourists, more growth, more money, more jobs, more business opportunities for suppliers of goods and services. And again, more labor. That's the 5. 3 million tons of copper. Targeting mining. More mines, old ones revived, new ones like Mingomba coming through. Very happy, proud of that. 28 shafts. More labor, more improved benefits to labor. 3 million tons of copper. 3 million tons of soybeans. More growth, more jobs, better opportunities to pay workers better. Then 1 million tons of wheat, $1 billion of beef. Fantastic story. I decided to tell that story over and over again. So 10, 10, 5, 3, 3, 1, 1. All that will mean our economy will grow, and we have the capacity now to promote, Mr. Mlala, those that have been acting for a long time. We can now promote them. They go up, at the bottom they will create opportunities for new jobs, new employees. This story is so nice. I don't need to look at any notes. I say what I believe is to be said on the Labor Day here in Chinsali. Kunogumyesu, Chinsali. I don't want to take too much time. Nalanda Pafla. But I want you to know that your government understands the centrality of labor and working hard to make labor happier so they'll be more productive. But that is only anchored on a growing economy. Infrastructure, I've talked of the airport, but this road is not in a good shape. Mukushi, Serenje, coming to here. Mpika, coming to here. It's not in a good shape. So, my message back to Lusaka is to the Minister of Infrastructure to expedite the remedial works on this road. We cannot talk of an economy in Muchinga, in northern, if this road is not fixed. We cannot talk of an economy in eastern, if Chipata Lundazi, Chama is not fixed. So we understand all of that, but we know that it's anchored on a growing economy. Mwewanandi, Barongova, Banabahes, Basahima. So I am saying this is a good day here in Chinsali to celebrate, to cherish labor. And as you give these awards, let these awards encourage not just the recipients today, but those who have not received awards to work harder. And I close on that note that I would like this country to be a country of hard workers. I would like this country to be a country of producers. Mr. Mlala, Madam Goma, in Livingstone, I was encouraging engineers. I said, engineers, create businesses, be the employers, create companies to build roads, Zambian roads, repair Serenje, Mpika, roads coming to here. Let our citizens, engineers, create businesses. And that's why I said to engineers, don't just wait for salary increment. It was meant for engineers to think in an entrepreneurial way, for them to start businesses so that we can give them contracts so they don't complain that contracts are going to foreign firms. And then they can employ more people. And will increase your members, your members, Mr. Mlala. That's the context in which I spoke in Livingstone. And I want to encourage the citizens here, residents of Muchinga province. This is a rich province. Just look at the soils. I was admiring the soils. We want to see local boys and girls here. That's not to demean them. I mean local men and women to start commercial farms here. We have water to irrigate. We want to see big farms here run by the children of Muchinga. Utilize the water that God gave us here. Yes, there are minerals, but invest in food production at a large scale and employ more people. That's my message. Let's be a country of producers, not just consumers. When we're producers, we create jobs. Of course, hard work is part of it. Since I'm talking to labor here, let's work hard. The Bombesh. Finally, we love the workers of Zambia. They built this country. Everything you see in this country standing, even the schools we're building under CDF, are being built by the workers of Zambia. May we clap for the workers of Zambia. Viva workers, viva! Viva workers, viva! Chinsali woye! Muchinga woye! Zambia woye! Thank you very much.
A big hand one more time, ladies and gentlemen, for the President of the Republic of Zambia. Well spoken, very encouraging to all of us to work extremely hard to build this country as a team. I'd just like to call upon, you may take your seats, thank you. Allow me to call upon Chinsali girls. Chinsali girls, are you here? We need you to quickly come and give that poem. If you're behind us, please run and come and give your poem while we prepare for the award-giving ceremony. So, some companies and workplaces have awarded their workers for going an extra mile, but we also encourage the marchers, please remain seated because some of you have been awarded today and will not spill the beans. So we encourage you to stay in your seats and just wait until that moment where we announce those who are receiving trophies this afternoon. For now, Chinsali Girls has a beautiful poem that they would like to share with us.
D, triple D, dirty, that, dirt, and doomed. We are the CGSS, no Chamba Girls Social Sector, but the Chinsali Girls Secondary School. Tell that one, to tell that one, to tell that one, that we are here to teach, preach, leach, and reach through creativity. Securing Zambia's future of work, protecting jobs, skills, and passions for decent work for all. I stand for the jobs that build our nation, from Chinsali to the Copper Belt, hand in hand. We are the farmers, teachers, miners, and more. But without secure work, who opens that door? Protect our jobs, don't let them fade. For decent work is the promise the nation made. I speak for skills, the tools we hold, not just for today, but futures untold. Train a girl, equip a boy, give every youth a chance to deploy. Technology in the village, trade in the town, lift our knowledge, don't let it drown. So here we stand, 5 voices, 1 call, securing Zambia's future, decent work for all. Protect the jobs, sharpen the skills, guard the passion, fulfill the will. Because a Zambia that works with might is a Zambia whose future shines bright. I carry the voice of tomorrow's odds, who are our parents, reporter, son and swords. Pensions are not a gift or a plea. Their dignity and a right to be free. Secure their rest after years of sweat. a future without poverty or regrets. I ask for fairness where work is done, equal payment when the day is won, no child is labor, no woman left behind, safe workplaces for every mind. Decent work means rights we can claim, not just survival, but pride in our name. I am the future, you must now defend. Police and action, where do we begin? Invest in youth, protect the edge, write laws with justice. But ending it from Europe Pass to Lusaka Street, let no Zambians worker face defeats. Liberation awaits those who are creative, scatter seeds and feel the fresh air that will come from the seeds. We are not just the future, we are right here, right now. From Nakonde's market to Kalumbila's mine, we ask you how. How do we build Zambia if jobs disappear? Contract work, no benefits, living in fear. We demand secure jobs with contracts that stand, because decent work is how we build this land. Don't tell us wait your time while the world moves fast. Artificial intelligence, green technology, coding. We need skills that last. Fund our trade. Schools put laptops in our hands. Internships, not just plans. This is our Zambia, and we stake our claim. Secure the jobs, fund the skills, protect the patients. We want to inherit broken system and stay quiet. We are Zambia's workers. We are the future. Look at our parents, 30 years on the job. Will they retire with dignity, or will the pension funds get robbed? NAPSA, PSPF, we see the headlines too. Should they wait another 5 years? Our grandparents deserve better. So you and I. A pension isn't charity. It's a paid-in right. Protect it now. Allow us to enjoy the sweat of our toe. Don't make us fight for it. Decent work means I'm safe when I clock in. No harassment, fair pay, no boys only when I want to be an engineer. No child should farm tobacco when she should be in school. Labor laws exist. It's now they were enforced, not passed. We want equality, safety, and voice on the job, not just survival. Wow, the powerful robe. So leaders, unions, employers, hear us clear. We ask 60% of Zambia. Our time is here. Youth without police is police that fails. Put us at the table when you state the skills. Bally, our leader. Sotsana. Through education through Bally. Sotsana. Youth empowerment through Bally. Sotsana. Scholarship through Bally. Sotsana. Bursaries through Bally. Sotsana. We are happy it is not real. We cannot explain how great we feel. Time to time, it makes us feel. To Yahweh above, we always bow. But before we go, remember our poem was written, neglected, directed by the girls of dignity, integrity, and maybe force. As we go by the motto, Sotsana.
Thank you so much. A big hand to the girls, Chinsali girls, for that beautiful poem. Once again, a big hand to Chinsali girls for that lovely poem. Indeed, there is so much to be thankful with regards the education sector that has experienced a flood of grace with regards to the free education, the feeding program, which of course the feeding program does also pan out to create jobs because some schools have employed cooks. And the farmers can also provide and take their foods and sell them to the schools. So it has a serious ripple effect, a positive ripple effect on other sectors too. So as we have heard from the girls, appreciating that which the government has done for them. So at this moment, we're getting into the award-giving ceremony. Thank you so much, girls. You can actually take your leave. A big hand once again. Oh, they've been told to wait. Okay. Thank you so much.
Oh my God.
A big hand for Chinsali girls. As we all know that the youth, the children, the young girls truly touch the president's heart because they truly are the future of this country. And this is a huge historical moment for these girls, taking a picture with the Republican president. After that beautiful poem. One more time, Natuba Toteleva, Chinsali Girls Secondary School. Let's support the girls and encourage them. So immediately we'll get into the award giving ceremony where the president will give some awards. Shall we quickly get into the award giving ceremony right now before the president takes his leave, and we continue with the award giving ceremony. So for now, I'd like to give this special recognition to Muchinga Province for successfully hosting National Labor Day celebrations. The first award goes to Muchinga Province for successfully holding National Labor Day celebrations. A big hand to Muchinga Province. And I believe the provincial minister will receive that award on behalf of the province. And as the province is receiving their award, may we kindly have the Ministry of Labor and Security, who are honoring Benson Zala, Labor Inspector Chinsali, for being committed and most reliable. So for the special recognition for Chinsali, or rather for Muchinga Province, we have Honorable Njavo Simuto MP, who is the provincial minister receiving that special award on behalf of the province. Can we also have Benson Nzala being awarded by the Ministry of Labor and Social Security? He is a labor inspector, Chinsali, for most committed and reliable, and he's receiving a voucher of 5,000 kwacha. I would encourage those who are receiving prizes to be very close by. We also have Priska Chilufya. I hope you are nearby. Priska Chilufya, also being awarded by Muchinga Province Administration, Inspector of Government Transport Chinsali, long service, being awarded 5,000 kwacha. Priska, are you there? So after Priska, we have Green Siluizia, State House, and he is a general worker at State House. And this special award, Mr. Green Siluizia started work in government on 1st April 1991. During his active employment service, he did prove to be a person dedicated to government duty. A big hand for Mr. Siluizia. We also have given Jedo Chikwama, also from State House, given Jedo Chikwama, who is a driver from State House. Special award. Mr. Chikwama started work in the public service on 11th March 1994 at the office of the Vice President, where he served up to 30th October 2001. Mr. Chikwama is being awarded with 15,000 kwacha. By the way, Green Silaza is also being awarded 15,000 kwacha. And we also have Mr. Enoch Lilefwe from Workers' Compensation Fund Control Board, who is an accounts assistant. and he has demonstrated measurable improvement in his overall performance and productivity. He's being awarded with a certificate, a shield, cash prize of 10,000 kwacha. Congratulations, Mr. Lilefwe. And finally, among the presidential awards, we have Patricia Chongo coming from Natecha Investments Limited. Patricia Chongo, beverage manager here in Chinsali. And she's being awarded for long service and hard working. And she's being awarded 5,000 kwacha. Congratulations, Patricia. And congratulations to all those that have been awarded for going an extra mile with regards to their work. It encourages all of us to work extra hard. So after Patricia, we'll actually witness as the president takes leave. We'll have the national anthem, but I encourage all of you to just remain seated as we continue with the award-giving ceremony, and some of you, the matchers, will receive trophies. So may I ask that we all be upstanding for the national anthem as the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, takes his leave. Shall we all be upstanding? Na tuimbi ni nemkwai, na tuimbi ni nebonse, tuimbe national anthem. The President will take his leave now. I'd just like to ask all of us to remain standing as we allow him to take leave. He has other engagements. Just as he mentioned earlier, his schedule is absolutely full to the brim. So he does have other engagements right here in Chinsali. Equally important that he needs
this afternoon. These are the official celebrations for government. Obviously bearing in mind that the other celebrations that were taking place